Okay, hello everyone. Thanks for tuning into our next session. So we have Michael here, Technology Partner Manager at Gorgias. Before joining Gorgias, Michael worked at Aircall, Vond, and Tesla Motors, refining his tech partnerships and sales experience. Today, Michael's going to share tips to scaling omnichannel customer support with Gorgias. So I will leave it to you, Michael. Go ahead, share your screen.
Awesome.
Hi.
All right. So nice to see you all here. What a beautiful Wednesday. Thank you so much for the introduction. Michael over here at Gorgias on our tech partnerships team. Today, we're going to be talking about omnichannel alchemy, crafting the perfect e-commerce blend. So there's kind of like a lot of little ingredients here that go into omnichannel, from your base mix to like what I like to call like the toppings. We're gonna explore this together and hopefully get some great insights here. And of course, if you have any other questions, feel free to pop it in the chat or shoot me a note. So wanted to kind of briefly start out. If you're not too familiar with what is Gorgias, we're the number one rated help desk for specifically built for e-commerce brands. We've got offices all over the globe, and we currently support about 15,000 brands and growing today. Some brands you might be familiar with, October's very own, Timbuktu, Steve Madden, and many, many more. So basically what we do is, we're providing them with ultra fast, personalized customer conversations that drive revenue and really wow customers. And that's kind of the whole kind of theme with omnichannel here, is how do you wow the customer? In order to wow them, you kind of have to understand, like, what do customers actually want, right? That's the big $1 million question. And kind of to best prepare for how to implement like revenue generating tactics, across, all these different channels. First, we have to understand like what do people actually want. And what it really starts with is delighting customers beyond just the transaction of buying something. So if you have ever bought anything in a store, right, they wrap it up really nicely. It feels really special, right? Like that's beyond the transaction. That's what you're going to remember, and try to like replicate those things. And e-commerce is really the whole point. And how do you do that? We're going to talk about some ways. So, first is like, how do you actually delight people? There's just a loyal few number of customers that really get delighted by customer interactions. And sometimes brands are going to be spending on gifts and discounts, and they tend to not see as much uptick from doing those activities that actually tie to customer loyalty. And the real key here in generating delight is reducing customer effort in finding answers that they need. So like the more personalized an experience is, the higher chance of that merchant converting, the higher conversion rates, the more you get out of your marketing spend. So everything's kind of layered like across these channels. And Gorgias is really positioned to help you personalize like post-purchase side to make first-time buyers into repeat customers. So you're kind of asking yourself, like, what size am I as a business? You want to make sure like your FAQs are all kind of set up and up to date. As maybe you're expecting like holiday sales and rushes and peak seasons, right? You want to be able to use like AI to automatically answer questions, maybe suggest articles you have, and maybe even let them ask questions last minute through chat. So we'll kind of touch on some of those things there. So yeah, customer interactions, really, really key. So, we don't want to leave customers hanging for 12 hours just to get an update on something like, tracking their order, or, you're learning about shipping policies maybe too late. You want to be able to set up these like quick response templates for folks so that they know all this stuff up front. So on Gorgias, we can see merchants who use the platform like most effectively are kind of like automating about 25% of their tickets. They're setting up flows like this, in some case up to like 40% automation. And as you scale, like that level of reduced ticket volume will really have like a big difference on the quality of support interactions across all these different channels. And when your support team isn't bogged down by these like constant repetitive tickets, that you can use an automation for, it allows them to drive more revenue through things that do require more of a human touch, cross-selling, upselling, And it's really important to note that this can be done across channels. Like you can build flows no matter what that the customer is sending you. So live chat, Instagram DM, right? It's important to pay attention to where your customers are reaching out to you. And some of our automation features like really speak to all these different channels. A few I've highlighted here, also article recommendations, which I kind of touched on earlier. If someone asks a question you already have the answer to, serve that back to them, right? So here's kind of like a few ingredients to kind of put in and think about. Steve Madden's a really, really great example of a brand that's doing that today. They're putting their help center like front and center, helping people self-serve. What is it? 88% of customers expect online stores to offer some kind of self-service resources. So it could be as simple as something like this, FAQ page, or anything even more interactive than that helps facilitate people to reach out to customer support is really, really key. So that's a bit on how to surprise and delight. The next bit is, how to make it easy to find answers that people are looking for, reducing that first response time. So meeting customers where they are. Omnichannel is all about like maintaining a presence pretty much everywhere. From this image, you can kind of see email, social, everything's kind of pulling into one consolidated dashboard. And that's really where your CX will transform from regular to stellar. And it can be really hard to like have the bandwidth to actually handle all these things. So it's really, really key to consolidate them all in one place. It's kind of what Gorgias's bread and butter is doing that consolidation. And the benefit of that is knowing who your customer is the minute they reach out to you and using that data to provide fast, efficient, and personalized customer experience. So Omnichannel is all about answering like a simple question, how can you help me? Being where your customers are is really, really key, as I kind of just mentioned. And the other kind of part of that is providing proactive support. So offering customers, answers to questions, maybe even before they ask. You can have things like live chat on your website that can detect signals. Maybe somebody's clicked an item that's related to another item that are used together. Why not surface a video that shows using them together, a barbecue with barbecue tongs, right? Any kind of thing like that. And that presents opportunities for upsell. So that's all part of the interaction. And then responding to tickets as quickly as possible. So one of the major stats is getting first response time down to under 2 minutes, which is pretty ambitious. But through automating initial questions, you can easily hit that. Hey, just acknowledging someone's reached out. Hey, thanks for reaching out. Looks like your question's about this. Have you checked out this article on it? There's a lot of different combinations of doing that. So leveraging technology is going to be really, really key to your omnichannel strategy of how to get rid of redundancies and processes to tie to that goal of reducing that first response time. So an increased volume of tickets really can hinder support teams' capacities. And you don't want customers to abandon their cart due to like long wait times. Using template and macro responses is a great way of doing that, and using that power of all that customer information you have across every channel and app. I think an interesting data point here is like 67% of conversations from customers that come through chat tend to be pre-sales questions, and about 76% coming through email tend to be post-sales. So knowing that, leveraging automation for self-serve support, your agents will have more important things to do than answer the same questions like over and over again. So just inherently off the bat, you can start positioning yourself for success by being prepared for this. And it all ties to those metrics of like reduced first response time. So knowing the customer the minute they reach out is also really, really key. I have an example here with some ShipBob info, right? You're going to want to know that somebody has reached out, like, what is their order? What's their order number? What did they order? Like, how often are they ordering? What's their tracking info, right? If they're a current customer, am I serving them the 10% off coupon, or am I serving them a different coupon, right? So it's knowing this will help, really, really position and leave your customers delighted. Because if you're going to serve, a renewal, you're going to serve this, you're going to serve that, it's really, really key to know all about the customer. And here you can see through our ShipBob and Gorgias integration, that's very, very evident. And it really helps agents responding to this know exactly who they're talking to, which is part of personalization, right? And then moving on from here, you're going to want to turn those visitors into customers. So you're spending big on ads, maybe to attract website visitors, and we're kind of here to help you convert them. So there's things like Gorgias Convert that improve product discoverability or combat cart abandonment. And guess what? Like our campaign dashboard keeps progress tracking a breeze. So you're going to want to be able to do things like finding that person who's clicking around on different products, serving them a note. Hey, did you have some questions about that? And that keeps people engaged, which reduces bounce rate. And then you can start targeting specific products and lift sales on those. Generally, we've been seeing like a 40x ROI for every dollar spent on clicks using that live chat campaign for people who are live on your website. How do you do that? You're basically driving value from chat. So 92% of first-time visitors to a brand's website usually don't purchase. And shoppers who use chat are usually 6 times more likely to buy. So if it's not something you're already implementing, definitely something to consider as a piece of your omnichannel experience. So 12% of chat tickets lead to a sale. It's a super high converting channel, and compared to like phone and email, which are like definitely below 10%. So the next thing is going to be like, how do you set these things up? We can help you do that in just a matter of minutes. I know I kind of mentioned earlier, like, what kind of messaging are you serving people? Here's a few examples, like education. If they're not sure how to use a product, show them product matching. These, the barbecue and tongs go together. And then lastly, incentivizing like specific bundles or products to boost average order value, or maybe meet like free shipping thresholds in a cart. So those are some other ways you can kind of leverage existing channels to kind of meet your business goals. The last point here is, customers want a reason to return back to your brand. That's also key as part of one of your channels. So getting them to come back, that's really, really important. Email is a channel, but it's also an outbound channel. Set up post-purchase campaigns, letting them know, hey, here's a new promotion, or here's a new product that you're going to recommend based off of those previous purchases, making it really easy to do returns and exchanges. That's really, really important. Making that process easy to make sure that customers don't have to have like a high friction or frustrating experience. And then lastly, referral and loyalty programs can also be a really, really great way to add into your omnichannel experience, because now you're rewarding customers who are shopping with you, and you're encouraging them to invite other people, get points, redeem it for products, and just really like boost lifetime value. So I think a great example of that was Loop earplugs. They made it really, really easy to create reviews and share them with friends. And they also offer surveys on the right earplugs, depending on the occasion. So that's all, tying into product recommendations. And, overall, you're going to want to create ways to surprise and delight. Again, make it easy to find all the answers they're looking for across all your different channels and reduce that first response time. Then you can use that to implement those conversion strategies. And then last, give them a reason to come back. So if there's anything you have questions on, more than happy to chat. You can scan the QR code here to learn more about what Gorgias can do for you, or send me an email to get a combo started. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Michael. I don't know if maybe time for one quick question. I know the answer to this one, but does Gorgias system leverage AI?
Yes, we do leverage AI. There's a variety of outcomes you can use it for, everything from sentiment analysis to auto tag tickets. Maybe this is sales related, maybe this is spam, right? You want to auto close those things. We also, on July 1st, are launching our AI email agent. So it'll use generative AI based off of all the answers to all the questions you're already getting to write email responses.
Awesome. That's great. Well, thanks so much, Michael. If you guys have any more questions, please feel free to reach out to Michael with this QR code or drop them in the chat and head to the Gorgias booth. Thanks, Michael.
Thanks.